2부는 서리 교육청 엔젤라라는 분이 프레젠테이션하고 질의응답 할 거고, 그 다음에 노스뱅크버 캐롤라인이 할 거고, 랭리 교육청이 할 거고, 쿡스턴 교육청이 할 거고, 이런 식으로 각각 20분씩 하는데, 여러분이 생각하시는 것보다 서리는 서리 많은 대로 매력이 굉장히 넘칠 거고요. 노스뱅크도 마찬가지고 랭리도 마찬가지고, 쿠키도 마찬가지고, 이분들의 직접 프레젠테이션을 들어보면 내가 생각해, 나는 쿠키 틀려면 한이들한테서 제꼈는데 전혀 그게 아니네 라고 생각하실 수도 있고, 뭐 여러분이 선입관을 갖고 있는 것보다 틀린 관점에서 이런 걸 받아볼 수도 있으니까 꼭 2부에서 앞으로 지금부터 5분 뒤에 서리 교육청 엔젤라님부터 이제 서리 교육청 소개와 질의응답 시작할 텐데, 그 사이에 잠깐 질의응답 받을게요. 근데 재밌습니다. 어쨌든 뭐 필요하신 분들은 저희가 질의응답 다 통역해 드릴 테니까, 그리고 여러분 생각보다 조금 몰랐던 사실 알고, 특히 서리 교육청 신설학교들이 있기 때문에 신설학교도 여기 가면 우리 애 좋겠네 라는 것도 오늘 처음 소개해 드리는 거예요. 자, 정착 서비스에는 어떤 게 포함되나요? 정착 서비스에는 당연히 그냥 집 렌트가 제일 정착 서비스 핵심인 거고요. 집 사전에 다 계약까지 끝내는 거. 그 다음에 뭐 자동차, 뭐 휴대폰, 그것도 한국에다 출발하기 전에 유심칩 받고, 뭐 그 다음에 뭐 운전면허 교환, 당연히 공항 피업 가구, 뭐 그 다음에 아이케아 동행해서 뭐 서비스 해드리고, 뭐 이런 것들. 그러니까 전반적으로 보통 캐나다 출국까지 집계약 끝내놓고 나서 캐나다 도착 후 한 이틀 정도 이루어지는 서비스들을 다 정착 서비스라고 하고, 비용은 1,500불에 다 포함이 돼 있다라고 보시면 될 것 같아요. 근데 어쨌든 정착 서비스는 80%가 집이에요. 제일 중요한 게. 집계약을 잘해드리면 해피, 만족하시는 거죠. 필기체. 이거는 정자체를 쓰시는 선생님들 있고 필기체 쓰시는 선생님들 비율이 어느 정도 되는지 모르겠네. 캐나다 가면 초등학교 때 4학년이가 5학년 때 당연히 필기체 배워요. 북미 문화에서는 아직까지는 대중적이고 파퓰러하고 알아야 되는 거다라는 거죠. 한국에서 안 하는 거지, 노스 아메리칸 컬처에 익숙하려면 저 필기체 아셔야 됩니다. 그래서 미국, 캐나다 갔다 온 애들 한국에서 학원이나 학교에서 필기체 쓰면 너 잘난 척하니? 너 미국 갔다 왔다고 캐나다 갔다고 그런 놀림도 받기도 한대요. 어느 동네에서는. 필기체는 우리한테는 어색하지만 미국, 캐나다 사는 애들한테는 필요한 거다. 그냥 받아들이셔서 해야 될 거예요. 그렇다고 한국에서부터 뭐 필기체를 따로 공부시켜야 될 필요가 있나? 뭐 그렇기는 하지만 어쨌든 대중적으로 아직까지 필기체 씁니다. 기간은요, 보통 지금이 12월이잖아요. 그래서 지금부터 하시면 내년 9월에 가는데 무리 없을 정도. 근데 내년 봄 되면 한 반 이상 클로즈 돼 있을 거예요. 학교 중에. 어느 교육청이나 틀리겠지만. 웨스트뱅크 교육청은 저희가 오늘 인바이트 안 한 이유가 뭐냐면 벌써 다 클로즈야. 남아있는 학교가 없어. 오늘 인바이트 해서 프레젠트 해봐 소용이 없어. 내년 9월도 거의 끝났으니까. Angela, are you there?
I'm here, yes. Can you see me?
Okay.
I'll turn on my camera.
Yeah.
Hello, how are you?
Good, good, good.
Good.
Okay, it's now your turn.
Okay, all right, I can get started. Hello, everyone. How are you? My name is Angela Olson, and I am from the Surrey School District. I'm going to share my screen. And hi, Jung, are you going to translate or I'll just go slowly?
My idea is you just go through.
Yep. Okay.
And then we're going to just summary at the chatting window. So you just go through.
Okay. Wonderful. Okay. Well, let me just get my presentation here and I can do my presentation and I will have a great opportunity to then answer any questions that you might have. Okay. All right. Well, again, everybody, my name is Angela Olson and I am from the Surrey School District and we are located in metropolitan Vancouver. We are actually the largest school district in British Columbia. We include both the cities of Surrey and White Rock, and we are almost 85,000 students in our district. The good thing about that is that we have so many different schools to choose from. We have over 20 secondary schools and over 100 elementary schools. And the excellent thing about having so many schools is we're able to have a very low percentage of international students. Of course, we are very close to Vancouver. We are only 35 minutes by SkyTrain or subway to get from Surrey to downtown Vancouver. And actually right now they are extending the SkyTrain to go all the way through the city of Surrey to downtown Langley. So in a couple of years, we will have SkyTrain access all throughout our city. And we're only 30 minutes by car to Vancouver Airport. This is a great map because you can see our location. you can see that within the whole metropolitan area, we are located right in the middle.
Super now.
Okay, hang on here. So you can see now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so as I was mentioning, we are very close to Vancouver. And can you see the map here?
Yes.
Okay, so this map is great. It shows the whole area that we call Metro Vancouver. So this area is about 2.5 million people, and Surrey is right in the middle, and it is about 650,000 people. We are located very close to Coquitlam, Burnaby, Vancouver, and of course, we're right on the border to the United States. So we are a really easy access. And as I mentioned, the SkyTrain is actually going to go all the way through the city of Surrey to Langley. So you can easily right now get from Surrey into downtown Vancouver. We also have accessibility from the White Rock area, and you can get to this SkyTrain station and downtown. And that's only about 45 minutes. So you can see in this picture here, there is our SkyTrain, our metro. So we are actually, as I mentioned, two cities. We are called Surrey, which is a very busy downtown populated area. And we are also White Rock, which is a beautiful oceanside community right on the border to the United States. So you have two different options you can choose from when you're looking at coming to live in Surrey. As I mentioned, Surrey has so many amenities. We have over 200 parks. We have many different swimming, ice skating, community centers are all around Surrey. And of course, we have lots of sports activities like golf and tennis, and lots of shopping as well. And with the area of White Rock, we also have things like kayaking and sailing and stand-up paddleboarding. So you can really live the city and nature lifestyle. Here you can see this is the pier at White Rock, and as was probably explained, that we actually have the warmest climate in Canada. It's never very cold and it's never very hot. For example, today it was about 10 degrees here, and we don't usually get below 2 degrees in the winter. And we typically don't have much in terms of snowfall. So it's a really easy place to live, easier for driving around and enjoying being outside. Now, if we look at the actual city of Surrey and our schools, we actually have, as I mentioned, over 100 elementary schools and over 20 secondary schools. And all the curriculum is standardized. So I know today we are focusing on elementary. So elementary schools, really, when you're looking at choosing an elementary school, you can look at some specialized programs, but more you're looking at the area and where you would want to live. We actually have two new beautiful schools in Surrey. So our first one is in the area that we call Cloverdale. And this is the school called Regent Road. And there is the capability to take up to 650 students at this school. But we are just starting to place international students. So this is a beautiful brand new facility, and we'll have extra room for international students. This is a great chance for you to be more exposed to Canadian students because of the low percentage of international students. So entering into Surrey, this would be a great option for you when you're looking at a new school. The other new school we have was just opened in South Surrey, White Rock. And this is a beautiful school with the capability of taking, I think they say it can take up to 800 students, but right now the school's only opening with 500 students. So they actually have a lot of space in the school for more domestic Canadian students. And of course, it's a first opportunity for international students to come and study. And this is called Tataloo Elementary. And as I mentioned, it's in South Surrey, White Rock, and it's in an area that has many, many condos and apartments for rental, and it's in a very busy shopping area as well. So you have the residential area and all of the special shopping, etc. And also we have a beautiful aquatic center. So students who like swimming and also ice skating. So this is our brand new school. It has only been open for 6 weeks. So coming next year for September of 2025, the school will have been open for almost 1 year and will be very ready to host international students. I know you probably talked about the quality of education that you will experience in Canada. Of course, in Canada, we rank very high for reading, science, and math. And this is an excellent area of the world to study in if you're preparing for moving into high school and, of course, on to university. And you know from the presentation before that students are able to start in September, which is the beginning of our school year, but you can also come and start in January. We have many students joining us in January to start school, and you can stay January until end of December, which will make it easier for reintegrating back into Korea school system. But students we have had come and stay for 1 year, 18 months, or even for multiple years. And of course, we have so many schools available, and we only have about 3 schools that are closed to international students. So it's actually the best time to come to Surrey because almost all of our schools are open and available for international students. And the other thing to consider is that unlike some other school districts, we really limit the number of international students. So only about 1% of the whole school population is international students. And you can choose schools that have even less in the school. So it's really where you would like to study. You can give us an idea if you want no Korean students, some Korean students, a mix of international students, just sharing that with us, what you're looking for in terms of cultural diversity in the school. Of course, the students are integrated fully into classrooms with Canadian students, and any types of clubs or sports teams that we have at school, the international students are very much encouraged to join. I've included some pictures here so you can see what the typical house is. So these are houses. This is the South Surrey area, Cloverdale area. And then we have so many options for like condos or apartments. So you can choose the type of housing that you're interested in. One thing I want to talk about is our experience working with IGE. We have been working with IGE for almost 20 years. And as I'm happy to tell anyone, this is the company that we prioritize and we always encourage our students to work with coming to study in Surrey. IGE has been fantastic in their support of our students. They have staff that are based, of course, in Seoul, but there's also staff that are in the Vancouver area, helping and working side by side with our Surrey staff, and really have the ability to help with the understanding and support of the cultural and educational differences between Korea and Canada. So we've really relied on our relationship with IGE to help support our families. So you know that if you're choosing to work with them, you're going to get significant support, and there's always somebody there that's going to be able to help you and answer questions and ensure that you are making the right choice for you and your family and your child. We actually just filmed a brand new video, a very short video about Surrey and White Rock. So I think sometimes the best way to understand the area is to see the area. So I'm going to let this play, and then I have some opportunity to perhaps take some questions. see from the video that, we like to showcase the different areas of Surrey, as we mentioned, because, when we are promoting the Surrey School District, we tend to look at, the two areas where I mentioned we had new schools. I'm just going to back up to our map. So in the video, you were seeing the busy downtown area, which is up in the North Surrey area, where you saw the SkyTrain and the shopping centers and restaurants. The beautiful Cloverdale area, where you saw so many beautiful parks, and it's very residential, and they have lots of community centers and access for students. And then down the South Surrey White Rock area, which was that beautiful oceanside community that you saw. You're right alongside the ocean. You can be at restaurants. Kids can be on the beach and playing in the water, but also accessible to, again, more of the areas that you would see for things like ice skating and community centers. But each of those key areas in Surrey all have a very key downtown area where you have the shopping and all of the resources that you need. So for us, we, as I mentioned, really value our relationship with IGE, and we're looking to have the opportunity to support more students. I think we've welcomed over 1,000 students to Surrey over the years. Easy to say 1,000 students that IGE has supported. And so we feel just, having that years of experience and reputation from both of us, and that we work together, to make sure that everybody is happy and settled, and that we're always listening and finding ways to improve and support our students. So at this time, I know I don't have too long with you, so I think I better stop and perhaps ask some questions if there's anybody that have questions that want to ask, or maybe there's some that are in the chat.
Thank you for your time and presentation.
Yes, it's my pleasure to be here.
So we're waiting questions.
Yes, of course, of course. Do we have any questions in the chat?
You know what? Koreans are shy.
Well, sometimes people ask, sometimes they're trying to decide where to choose the right school. What is the best choice for them? So I really encourage that you talk to, whether it's to me or to IGE, and explain, is your child shy or outgoing? Are you looking for a smaller school or a bigger school? What do you like to do after school? Are you interested in playing sports or joining something outside of school? So talking to us and letting us to help you and make a good recommendation.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there's a question. The public
Okay.
school providing lots of art activities.
Yes. So art is very important in a child's learning, and students are often encouraged to express themselves through art and also to learn through art. So art is one of the subjects that is studied at school. Even when you're older, you get into, different types of art, painting and sculpture. But also we have in our city, a couple of our schools are actually fine arts schools. So if you have a child that's really interested in art, and whether it's fine or performing arts, we can make a recommendation of a school that has even more art support for your child, because it is considered to be, and even therapeutic. Sometimes you have students that are shy or having anxiety, and art is a great way to allow students to open up and express themselves. So it is considered a very important part of the school system, the public school system, and especially in Surrey School District.
Is there any orchestra in public school?
Um, it's not until you get into secondary or, grade 8 and up is where you typically have orchestra. But for students who are in grade 7, they are able to start taking music lessons. So the music instructor from the high school will come over 2 mornings a week to the elementary school. So anybody in grade 7 is allowed to study and take that. So that is definitely for grade 7s possible. If you're younger, then we would encourage you to join like community orchestra, and through there's lots of opportunity after school to outside of school explore that.
Another question is there any racism issue?
Oh, racism issue. In our school district, we have a whole department called equity and diversity. We created a whole department to educate children and to educate everybody about that we have to think past certain biases that we have, because to say there's no racism anywhere is just simply not true, right? We experience racism everywhere in the world, but it's how we deal with it and how we educate children. And I think with our district now having an entire department devoted to racial equity and diversity, that we are taking that very seriously, because it's going to be something. I mean, children, they'll always find certain ways to tease each other, pick on each other, and so we have to give students an education about what's appropriate and not appropriate. But I think it also allows children to understand how to overcome situations, because whether it's in school or as adults, you're going to have experiences. So really, I think the resources being invested is fantastic. And so you see there's no tolerance for it, and I find that there's more education on how to deal with it.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
I think we should finish your turn.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, next you'll be having a chance to see Caroline, and she can tell you all about North Vancouver. So I will just take the opportunity to say thank you. I appreciate that you would take time to listen today. And yeah, if you are able to come and see me in January, I'm very much looking forward to being at the education fair that IG is hosting. So if anyone wants to meet me in person, please do. Thank you so much.